Hey everybody, it's Adam from Tested, and I've got something really special to show you today, and it's over there. I know that looks like a couple of ordinary truck containers stacked on top of each other, but the bottom one there has a special place in my heart because there's a shop built into it. That's right, it is a shop called the Lower 48, and it is a wood turning shop run by Jolie Karno, whose goal is to teach women and people of color the power, the beauty, and the empowerment of being able to make stuff. And she's gonna run me through the rudiments of turning some wooden bowls. Jolie, I love that we are in a truck container that is also a shop. Give me the history. Where did Lower 48 come about?
I got this container for myself originally, and then, things started to change around the country, and I started to get a feeling of urgency about helping and doing something, and
about
feeling about reaching out to people. I was seeing a lot of absence of women, especially in this field. It's not just tech, but it's also making things. Mm-hmm. And there aren't a lot of people of color that make things at this scale, and especially with fine woodworking. And I wanted to make that accessible, and wood turning especially. It's just so powerful. And in order for fine woodworking to grow and thrive, it's got to have a more diverse population,
We got to teach a new generation of kids to get their hands dirty.
And more different kinds of people.
Absolutely.
So you can have more different ideas from different cultures. And that's how it became what it is now.
Pun intended. What was the turning point for you? How did you get into fine woodworking and turning?
Well, I was a flight attendant, and I got laid off along with the rest of my company. They ended up going under. I'd always wanted to make things, but couldn't as a flight attendant. You can't really, I would paint and then try to let it dry before I left the country, So when I had the chance, I decided I was going to go and learn what it is that I liked and try to find out more. So I applied, I went to the Crucible, and I volunteered there. So I do the same kind of program here because I think that volunteering is the best way to learn a lot of things. And also obsessively watching YouTube at night and learning new things. Most of my education came from YouTube.
So you just have always wanted to get your hands dirty?
Yes, always. I've always made something. I've always been interested, even if I didn't know how, and I had a lot of self-doubt about making things partially because I was never shown that was a thing. It was never modeled for me. And then, the process of being frightened and having sort of low self-esteem about something or being unsure, and then learning and seeing that you can make something beautiful with your hands is just this enormous boost for self-esteem. And
despite when you're working, you feel like you're not sure what's going on, then you finish. And
even if it sucks, just having made something, even making something badly is better than not making something at all.
I totally agree. I love that you're bringing that experience of not knowing to teaching other people how to bring them across that barrier to knowing how to do something.
Yeah.
Apparently, we can do some wood turning together today. You can show me. I've done a little bit of wood turning, but I've never been shown anything. So I'd love your instruction.
I would absolutely love to show you how to turn a bowl. How about a bowl?
That sounds fabulous.
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So this is turning around, and then we're going to put our tools on this tool rest.
So I'm bracing the tool against this in order to use a blade to make this smooth.
Exactly. So we're going to be using mostly, we'll use basically two tools for this operation. The first one is going to be a bowl gouge.
Okay.
Any gouge, it belongs to the gouge family. It has a flute in it.
Yeah.
The inner part here is what does all of the cutting.
Right.
So people usually look at this, and students will think that the shiny part is what cuts.
Oh.
But it's actually right on the inside edge, not on the outside edge, but right on the inside. That's critical to know if you're going to do it right. I know, it's really, it's very fun, right? Plus, it's got a really long edge, so you get a lot of
real
leverage.
Positive, yeah.
So this is the bevel right here.
Right.
You want the bevel to rub. So instead of just going in and starting to cut, what I want you to do is to feel the difference between what happens when the bevel is hitting, dunk, 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 and then pulling the handle up slightly until it starts to barely cut.
Ah.
And when it starts to cut, then you'll have an idea.
That's your optimal angle.
You're exactly your optimal angle. You are really good at this. Nobody ever says that. You must have done things before. Have you built things?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I knew it. Yes, there you go. So it's starting to just cut. You can see little bits of things coming off.
Yes.
Awesome, you're doing it.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted you to feel, is what that's going to be like.
Oh, wow, it's subtler than I thought.
Yeah, well, it is now. It'll be a little bit less subtle in a minute. Yes.
Comme ça.
Yes.
And then I lever this hand out.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God! Look at these ribbons.
That's fabulous.
Very nice. Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Good. You're doing really well.
That feels so cool.
Isn't that great? Oh, no, it's totally addictive. And you haven't even gotten to the great part yet.
Okay, so I'm bringing it into that shoulder that I've already cut.
Yep. Nice. Good, keep doing that.
The progression is really cool.
Yeah. You get into the part where it starts to feel really, really good when there's no more sharp edges to go through.
Now this is getting hot.
Yep. So if it gets too hot, sometimes I'll put tape on, put a little tape on if it's burning too much. You'll just develop a really thick skin there.
I have calluses on my fingers, but not on my palms.
Yeah. So good. So now now that we've got it around, the next thing to do is make a tenon that we're going to stick into a chuck, then round the bottom of this.
Oh, okay. So this will be the bottom. Okay.
Beautiful. All right.
And then I test. Dude.
Perfect.
Really?
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's kind of a miracle, really, right there. Take it off of the lathe, and you're going to mount it into the chuck, and then screw the chuck onto the lathe here. Onto the
okay. Ooh, look at that.
Yahoo! You're not going to scrape. You're actually going to kind of row in.
Oh.
Yes, but gently and with just the tip. Yes. Very more gently than that a little. Good. All right.
Oh,
now,
wow.
Good. That's it. Now slide your whole hand down.
Wow.
Yes, and you can remove that material.
Wow.
This is the part that's really addictive.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Jolie.
I know.
Oh, wow. This is the business end of the whole thing.
That is it. This is it. This is what you're going to wake up thinking about tomorrow.
I'm not talking very much, and it's because I'm having so much fun. Okay, so clearly...
That's awesome!
Clearly there's like a couple more hours in this at least.
Yeah, I mean, when you're first learning, it takes a little while.
I don't think I'm going to finish this here, but I do believe that this is a similar size chuck that I've got for my little wood lathe.
Great.
So what I'd love to do is take this back home and eventually do a one-day build back in my shop with my wood lathe, finishing out this bowl.
Perfect, that's great.
My gosh. I understood the rudiments of this, but these little things about the relationship of the angle of the gouge and how this is moving and the sound is really an amazing exercise in like bringing all that stuff together.
Would you call it a profound experience?
It's completely, well, I mean, all tool experiences to me are profound experiences. Yes, I would think this is very profound.
A new addict is born.
A new addict is born. I am bowled over.
Oh, no.
Thank you so much for guiding me through
You're
this.
so welcome.